Alright, so this is going to cover mainly the Central Florida area, so state parks, state forests, nature preserves, wilderness areas, wildlife centers, things like that, right? And we're just going to get started. It's simply a list here, no particular order. Brick City Adventure Park, Newman's Lake State Forest. Now, I'm not going to read through every single one of these, but the idea here is that you can look through these, maybe screenshot these if you're headed to the area and you want to, explore some new areas, or maybe take a whole bunch of photos. So, conservation areas, wildlife park. I can't believe how much of the state is actually covered by state forests or parks. I feel like it's. I was reading somewhere that's about over 50% of the entire state of Florida, which is kind of crazy to think about. Um, Especially in the central region. Now, I'm not gonna get into details here. It's just I wanted to give you guys a list. So if you're traveling to these areas, or maybe you're with family and friends, you're looking for some hot photo spots and some areas you may not have seen before, maybe you never even thought of, right? So that's really the idea behind this video series. And there were just so many of them that I had to just list them here for you. Now, of course, I'm going to miss a few here and there within this particular region, but this might give you something to get started on and to look up, or research yourself. You can kind of see the address in some of these, the city on some of them, and just kind of where that's pulling up on the map, on the right side of the screen there. Split Oak Forest Wildlife, Hall Scott Regional Preserve and Parks. Now, state forests and state parks seem like they're very similar, but I think forests, you need specific permits to use specific areas, if I'm not mistaken. Now, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but let me know if you've been to any of these areas, or if you're planning on going to any of these areas, and comment below where you're from. Always curious to know where my viewers are from and where my audience is. And yeah, I can look up statistics and demographics and things like that, but I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what I'm missing as well, and if I do mispronounce any of these. Of course, I'm not from here, so I'm seeing a lot of these for the very first time. Lake Monroe Conservation Area, Black Hammock, Nature Preserve, Lake Jessup Conservation Area, mostly Central Florida. A little bit towards Ocala, probably about as far north as it really goes. Now, this doesn't cover all the parks and the forests in the whole state, but just this specific area. And I'm sure I missed a couple here and there, but this gives you a good idea. Acapulco, I think that's just north of Orlando. Tiger Bay, Clark Bay, Lake George. Lake Woodruff. I do a lot of cities as well, and just overall photography areas. Now, there's always, so many different types of photography you may be interested in. Still photo, nature photo, live action, just family portraits in general, selfies, whatever. And so I came across this and I thought, okay, well, there's tons of different areas here in Central Florida, and I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll just do a video on this. I feel like, a lot of you could find this helpful, just for the list aspect of it. Maybe you want to cross some off, or have a list of all the ones you want to go to. Everybody has a different agenda, right? Big Bend Seagrass Aquatic Preserve. That was in the middle of nowhere. I wish it didn't zoom in every time I clicked on these, but I gotta get through these. Historical landmark. Yeah, I'll throw a few of those in as well, if it was nearby some of the parks, and I thought it might have been noteworthy enough. Steinhatchee Falls, Big Bend. That's where one of the hurricanes hit. One of two, I think, in the last couple months. Steinhatchee Springs Wildlife, Mallory Swamp Wildlife Management Area. Devil's Millhopper, Kearney Island Recreation and Conservation Area. Now, a lot of these spots have points of interest within their parks. So some of them might have 3 or 4 spots of interest within one main park or one main area. So just keep that in mind when you're looking these up, which is really nice because you can hit up multiple spots, right? Multiple parks. Ocala National Forest. This is probably one of the most northernmost spots on this list, if not the most northern portion of the map here. Hiking areas. I can't believe how much stuff there is to do as far as outdoor activities. I mean, yeah, I knew there was a lot in parks and stuff, but I guess you don't really think about it until you're actually looking at it. For the avid outdoorist, right? Historic site, state forest. A lot of these names kind of crack me up trying to pronounce them. Withlacoochee. Withlacoochee. That's a good one. Rick Lorne Wildlife Management Area. Emeralda Marsh Conservation Area. I mean, I can't imagine some of the photos you guys could get from here. Palpata Tastanaki Nature Preserve, Crystal River. Here's a good one. Chasahowitzka. Sounds Polish or something. Owicka. St. March Aquatic Preserve. Citrus Wildlife Management Area. Potts Wildlife Management Area. Rainbow Springs. Prairie Creek Conservation Area. Prairie Creek Preserve. Hiking areas within inside the parks. Water control structure. What's this? More nature preserves. Cones Dike Trail. Longleaf Flatwoods Reserve. Grove Park, Sweetwater Wetlands Park, Alachua Trailhead. Alachua Lake Overlook, Eco Passage Observation Boardwalk. We're getting through to the bottom here. Let me know if you guys want to see the southern portion of Florida as well, because there's a ton of them down there, especially the Everglades. Caraval Ranch Wildlife Management Area, Ross Prairie Wildlife, Florida Trailland Bridge Trailhead. Screenshot these, take photos, whatever you got to do to remember them for later. Lost Spring Lake Tourist Attraction. Zipline at Adventure Park. Baseline Road Trailhead. Santos Trails. Marion County Museum of History and Archaeology. Fort King National Historic Landmark. Silver Springs Forest Conservation Area. Ray Waiteside Park. Silver Springs State Park. I think I missed a couple here. Fort King National Historic Landmark. And again, that's it. That's going to conclude the list. So I hope you found this helpful, at least to take photos of maybe for later on, or places you want to visit or check out. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.